And Jim, on the topic of WWE, and they've got a lot of lemonade stands set up for this weekend, SummerSlam, 2 nights, August 2nd and August 3rd, at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. Beautiful, tropical East Rutherford will be hosting this.
I've been told that was named after Rutherford B. Hayes. Is that correct?
Who told you that?
Well, when I was up there last, somebody said, it was named after Rutherford B. Hayes, the 12th president, wasn't he? Or was he the 19th? I forget.
It may be. I actually don't know. I don't know. You know who Edison, New Jersey is named after?
Yeah. Yeah, I certainly do. Edison fucking McKenzie. He was that Irish guy that pioneered the thing back in the 1600s.
Well, Jim, let's go to this lineup. This is from what's on Wikipedia.
Oh, boy.
These are the matches. Night 1, August 2nd, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett.
Oh, geez. Zayn can make almost anything watchable in the ring. I know a bunch of people have been saying, well, now Kross is great because he's cutting the promos again. Or what? I do that. Well, you know what? But we've got to watch. You know why, Brian? Remember, we got to put the bump meter, put the clicker on the bumps.
If we're doing that, I feel like based on the fact you did it previously and you are an expert, you should predict right now how many bumps he'll take.
Well, what was it? Last time the total was 8, but we worked it out to where about 5 of them were of the Ox Baker variety, where he went down, but there was no chance of potentially anything going awry. So let's say he's good. It's SummerSlam. He's got something to prove. He's going to take 5 solid bumps. 5 solid bumps in the match.
I'm going to go with 9.
Ooh.
It's SummerSlam, like you said, and I think we'll debate what's a solid bump and what isn't, but I'm going to say 9 bumps. Let's see what happens. Jim, in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, the champions, versus a team I don't think you've really seen, but they've actually really gotten over big with the fans, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Well, son of a gun. Old Charlotte's back in town. This has been the past couple of weeks when I've had my attention diverted, right? Is that now they like Charlotte again, suddenly. So who are the favorites here? Are they going to put the Bliss Flair connection over, or are they going to be turned away by the heels?
You're asking me?
Well, I'm saying, is there any smart money on this? What's the over and under? What's the vector, Victor?
Well, let me ask it this way. If Liv Morgan's going to be out for a considerable bit of time more, and again, she separated her shoulder, do you want to keep the belts on them because of the story that is there, or are they not even needed for the idea that Roxanne has just replaced Liv? And Liv would be mad about that. And she's trying to steal Liv's boyfriend and everything.
That's a very interesting question, and I think that I would answer that if I gave a shit. But right now, I really don't give two flying French fried titty fucks what they do with the women's tag team title there. But Charlotte and Alexa, that's the long and the short of it. I'll take them.
Jim, a tag team bout, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman.
The heels need to win because this is the, elevation process of these two young guys for the future that are going to be on the top level. And the cheap way to do it would be beat Jay, but I think since Heyman's involved, they'll figure out some way for Breaker to beat Roman, because that's what I'd do if I were me, and Heyman's almost as smart as me, so he'd probably do it too if he were him, because he's Heyman.
Well, Jim, our next contest for the WWE Women's Championship, the champion Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I'm intrigued to see what this will be.
Yeah, there you go. Because Tiffy has been very popular. Even, she's one of the people where her gimmick was supposed to be heelish and annoying in nature, and it was so endearingly so, apparently, to some segment of the population that they started liking her. But point being, Jade don't do a lot of jobs, but Jade is also not that experienced, and neither is Tiffy when it comes down to it. So what you're saying, Brian, is that you are interested in this because this needs to be fairly brief. I'm not talking 3 minutes or whatever. They're not going to go 20. And it needs to be heavily discussed beforehand. And there is a potential that at some point something could go sideways, is what you're saying.
What I'm saying is I think Tiffany Stratton's really good. And I think Jade needs the right person to be in the right spot. Jade needs to be like presented almost like the Ultimate Warrior or something. Like it just, if she's not, she gets exposed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise us. But I'm intrigued.
Well, and that's the thing. And I'm not saying that Tiffy isn't, any good, but at her level of experience or anybody's level of experience, just about, you not only have to be good for you, but you have to be good sometimes for the other person. And that's where they got to watch out for putting Jade with anybody. But we shall see. Now, who's going to win this thing? Will they put Jade over Tiffy? Can that happen, Brian? I'll be upset. How can you treat Tiffy this way?
It only works if Tiffy gets screwed over by someone else. And Jade losing could work if Jade gets screwed over by someone else. I don't know.
Well, who's going to screw these girls? That's the question I'm asking. Who is going to screw either one of these girls?
I don't know. Nia Jax is not on the card. I don't know. I'm not going to answer who's going to screw anyone.
Well, somebody's going to need to screw somebody.
Listen, let's screw
one of these
here.
girls.
Jim, the continuation of our preview of Night 1 of SummerSlam. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre, maybe, and Logan Paul.
Well, do we need to first discuss where in the world is Drew McIntyre? We need to have a plan A and a plan B. First, we have to let the people in on where he is and what might be happening with him, do we not?
It was certainly going to be a topic here on the show. I didn't know if we were going to do it right now or later.
Well, we can't put the horse before Drew, can we?
Well, we can. I think that's exactly what's happening right now. But let's get back to Drew, and you could explain how he got drawn into this situation.
Well, no, he's not drawn into anything now. He's actually in it.
Explain what he's done.
Apparently, Drew McIntyre, after SmackDown, I presume, left the country to go to the UK for a friend of his wedding, and then tried to come back, and they wouldn't let him on the fucking plane. Because the description, and he's doing promos about it, like said, Jelly Roll's using his pull, trying to block me out of the country or whatever. See, I sound just like Drew. But apparently he had his UK passport, but they wanted his US passport. And he even said the guy that wouldn't let him on the plane knew who he was and still said no. How, Brian? If you know, how does that work? Yes, he's got to have a UK passport because he's, I guess, still a UK citizen, right? But he's been working in this country for so long with obviously all the documentation and all the paperwork. And he's on national goddamn television once or twice a week. So it's not a secret he's here. It's not been a wrestling promoter thing where they're trying to get out of paying some kind of fucking tax or doing paperwork or whatever. So why would they not let him on the fucking plane?
I really don't know. It is an interesting thing. The Jelly Roll excuse he gave, it would all work a lot better if Drew was a babyface. And you could say the dastardly heel was trying to keep me away from this big match.
Yeah.
As opposed to the heel saying, Yeah, that baby face you all like, he's the reason I can't get into the country. That really doesn't.
That country music guy that used to be a fucking inmate has big connections with but nevertheless, well, he met a lot of people in law enforcement, from what I understand. But Drew McIntyre has been doing this, traveling internationally at a high level for a long time. So it's not like that he doesn't know how this works or he's just some tourist. And he had said that he never had any problem with this before, but have they changed some regulation or whatever, or what the fuck? But apparently the WWE office is having to work on. But then again, if he didn't have the right passport, okay, in one day you can fucking overnight a goddamn maybe 2 days for whatever part of the UK he's in. So
you can pay enough to get it there overnight. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. There's got to be some other fucking issue going on, or maybe he's exaggerating for the sake of. But he was denied entry, denied boarding, or whatever to come back to the United States. Like he could potentially be some terrorist masquerading as somebody.
You know, considering how many international wrestlers there are right now, and now there's a deal with AAA, so we're going to have more wrestlers coming from Mexico. There are so many wrestlers from Australia, the UK, all over Europe, Gunther. That'd be an interesting gimmick for a heel, like the guy who steals everyone's passports. The guy who, like, when guys wrestle, the only thing he's going for is their passports, so they're stranded. I like it.
Hey, but that's the thing is, without showing proof that you have a contract with some company that's doing business legitimately in the United States, you can't get a permit to work as a wrestler in the United States. So the vast majority of those guys on indies years ago that were coming back and forth were just driving across or flying through and say, oh yeah, I'm going to fucking Lollapalooza or whatever the fuck. And remember one time Davey Richards, we had to fucking call him from the Ring of Honor office, say, dumb shit, take down your goddamn Twitter or whatever it was then, his post on social media. He was trying to put Kyle O'Reilly over as what a dedicated hard worker he was. And one of the comments was, he's come back and forth illegally into the country over and over again to pursue his craft. He didn't have any papers then, right at that second. We had to get Delirious is on the phone with him. Dumb shit. Take that down. Anyway, back to what's Drew doing at SummerSlam, maybe?
Well, once again, going back to this, Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam teaming up with Logan Paul, maybe, against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton.
Teaming up with Logan Paul, maybe. Call me, baby. I mean, I hate to say it, but if they've gone this far, Jelly Roll's going to get the fucking pin over somebody, unless just he refuses and is allowed to just in some type of potentially inoffensive way save the day for Randy so he can hit an RKO and then Jelly can get on top or whatever or something. But I don't think they're going for a riot here on a heel fuck on the finish. Do you? And it's going to be Logan Paul because he's the kind of heel that can take it.
Do you think he's going to use some of the traditional big man, fat man, kind of like hold the guy in the corner with his belly or a splash?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see if they do him like the McGuire twins and take the bottom rope off so he can roll into the ring underneath the rope.
Like, should he do a belly bump? If you have a guy that big, do you want him doing that spot? Does it make sense?
You've almost got to. Well, now see, that's the thing is he's not as big as he used to be. And so that they should have caught him when he weighed 500 because then he could have just studied Big Daddy's greatest hits and done that. But now he's only, 325 or whatever he may be. Well, fuck, that's neither here nor there. Drew can slam him if he wants to. Well, so can Logan Paul. So he should have started a couple weeks ago eating cheeseburgers and milkshakes. Get back up to at least 4, for heaven's sake.
Well, let's get back to we're almost done. You have a prediction?
He could have his lower belly removed later on surgically.
We still haven't gotten past night 1. Finally, Jim, the main event of night 1 of SummerSlam. For the World's Heavyweight Championship, the champion Gunther versus CM Punk.
I'm looking forward to the match. I bet you it's good. It's not only it's going to be logical and sensible and lyrical, sort of like Supertramp, but also those two guys are creative and they know what they're doing. So it's going to be a great match. As to calling the finish, I don't see Gunther losing, but Punk, should have some type of legitimate out, bitch, gripe, whatever the kids are calling it these days, where you can point to, if that hadn't happened, Smithers. But I think Gunther will retain.
Well, there it is, night 1 of SummerSlam 2025. We'll get to night 2 in a second. Jim, we probably didn't expect night 1 to go as long as it did. Maybe we would want to, at other times, take a break and just sit back and relax. Just think about what we just recorded, what we just did. But we can't do that. We have to keep going. But later on after the show, maybe we could sit back and relax and think about what we just recorded with our fine products from our fine friends at Cornbread Hemp.
I feel like I've got an echo going here. But I'll tell you what, talk about sitting down and relaxing. Talking about sitting down and relaxing, you can't relax anymore. In this hurry-scurry world, Brian, there's always something going on. People are dropping over graveyard dead. People are being outed as Russian agents. People are being shot off into rockets to the moon and the stars. We don't know what's going on with it. You're just holding your hands over your head every day, taking shelter within yourself because of the stress. You might have aches and discomforts from age or exertion, or it might just be about your mental wellness where you're just thinking, look at the fuck world I live in. What the fuck is the matter with people? Now that's where it's going to catch up with you, Brian, because if you think that long enough, and if you live in this world, you will, well, that'll just run you bug-eyed crazy. So you need something for peace of mind. Something to bring you down and level you out. Take away the stress, the discomfort, promoting a little relaxation. That sounds good, doesn't it? You see the tone of my voice comes down into a soothing baritone? That's because the soothing baritone you can inject right into your mind is the Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies that are made to help you feel better, whether it's the stress or the discomfort or the relaxation. Boom! They're going to hit you like a big old sunflower right in the face in an August breeze. They only use the best part of the hemp plant, the flower. That's why it's like a flower. It's a hemp flower. You're going to get slapped right in the face with it. Then you're going to love it because the hemp flower will slap you in the face with the purest and most potent CBD, formulated to help relieve discomfort, stress, and sleeplessness. You take one of these gummies, boom, you're going to go to sleep. Boom, you're not going to be stressed. You're going to be like a limp rubber band, like a noodle, like something that's been boiled in water and just has no shape, like a whale with no bone structure. You'll just melt into the bed or the carpet or the floor or the road or wherever you're at. I guess there's no way you're disagreeing with me about any of this.
Metaphorically speaking, I think it all is reasonable so far. Metaphorically speaking.
Okay. Well, you don't have to take 4, just take 1. And all the products are third-party lab tested, so the discomfort's going to melt away. It's going to be called comfort instead of discomfort. They're going to take the dis out. You're not going to be dissed by discomfort. And they're certified USDA organic, so they're good for your organs. They're very organically oriented. Your kidney, your spleen. The spleen is an overlooked organ. that is necessary for some reason. I don't know why. But folks, once again, the Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are going to make you feel so much better, and we can save you so much money. Because right now, if you go to Cornbread Hemp, that's C-O-R-N as in corn, B-R-E-A-D as in bread, and hemp as in H-E-M-P. Cornbreadhemp.com/JCE. Use the code JCE at checkout. You're going to get 30% off your first order of these fine. I'm telling you, no fillers, no junk. You know, many of the leading CBD gummy manufacturers put sawdust in their formula because that helps spread things out.
We don't know that, and we shouldn't alarm the public with things that I don't know where the hell you're getting this information.
Well, I saw it on the internet.
You saw it on the internet.
And I saw it, and also children's play sand. They're making gummies with some of that too. That's why you get such a dry mouth after some of these off-brand gummies. But Cornbread Hemp, no fillers, no junk.
No.
Just full spectrum goodness. They're on the spectrum 24/7.
Again, I don't know what exactly, the way you're presenting things may not be coming out the way you hope they are, but Cornbread Hemp are great products. Of course, Suzanne, a big fan here in this household. I can't even get my hands on the Cornbread Hemp when it gets here because she steals it all. I love Cornbread Hemp too.
Oh, so she's stealing the gummies, huh? I always thought you couldn't trust her.
Well, no, you could trust her, and you
look a
can
little
trust,
shady.
You know who you can trust all the time? Cornbread Hemp, the finest products, and we have a great deal for the listeners that we're going to tell everybody about. I need some right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's tell the listeners why I need it and how they can get it, Jim.
Yes, you can relieve that stress and that funfer mouth by going to cornbreadhemp.com/JCE. Use the code JCE at checkout. You're going to get 30% off your very first order, and you're not going to be talking or scatting or blathering or selling like an auctioneer like Brian. You're going to be floating down the river, the figurative river, metaphorically speaking, into the jaws of pure natural CBD goodness, and there you will reside.
Once again, Cornbread Hemp, our good friends from the good place of Louisville, Kentucky. One more time,
yes,
Jim, that promo code.
And they're local hometown boys. Cornbreadhemp.com/JCE. Use the promo code JCE. 30% off your very first by gosh order. SE CBD cornbread. By damn.
All right, that's not their official name, but we love them here. You'll love them there. Cornbread Hemp.